I think the topic today is going to be about the IRS. Now, I always look at it from two different sides. I don't necessarily like the IRS. I think the IRS, have it out for specific people sometimes or specific groups sometimes. I think they target certain individuals for different reasons. Um, and then also like the IRS is supposed to like look at certain things that trigger audits. It can be certain thresholds that trigger certain audits. It could be too many times making, looking at capital gains, capital losses. It can be due to, businesses changing hands, changing ownership. It could be because uh, it could be because you make too many adjustments to your, the way your business is structured for all those different reasons. But it's, I wouldn't say it's odd. I'd say that the Trump administration is in here. They've been finding a lot of fraud here and there. Some of it's been significant. Some of it, it's just something that happens between both parties, whether it's the Republican Party, the Democrats, the conservatives, liberals, whatever. But there was the pandemic. There was a lot of money being pushed out. There was a lot of businesses established at this moment by people that don't know how to conduct business at all. There were barbers that just suddenly appeared. There were lawn care businesses that suddenly appeared. Um, there were beauticians that suddenly appeared. There was a lot of different businesses that all of a sudden decided to open, house and to open shop. Those individuals end up having employees. It's wild. Now, so you got to think about this. This was like 4 or 5 years ago, roughly, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, right. And then you have the Trump administration that is dismantling the IRS. Um, and again, I don't necessarily like the IRS, but with this, there are certain investigations that have been started. Think if you're an accountant or a forensic accountant, or if you look at financials and you have someone that you hired. The Biden administration for sure hired a lot of personnel for the IRS, and those individuals got hired and started working. It might take them 2 and 3 years to get down to the nitty gritty of like what was going on, where the money was coming in, where it was going out. It might take time. It might take processes. With that, which IRS getting dismantled, is that work ever going to get completed? Is it ever going to get done? It took 4 years for them to finally fix something on my stuff as an businesses of course, but like it took them 4 years to figure that stuff out, which it wasn't hard. But are those individuals actually working diligently on it, or it just gets to a certain point and it stops? Or let's just say somebody's working on it, they get laid off, or they get put on a different project. Who knows? But the CARES Act, the CARES Act was put in place to help small businesses and businesses to stay afloat while the pandemic was going on. Look around at your local business. Like, look around. All of these different individuals, you started seeing a lot of different purchases and things of that nature. You don't even see those people in business anymore at all. They wasn't even in business to begin with. Not even disappeared. All of a sudden, the business go under. And again, it like for businesses to be successful, a lot of businesses don't survive after 2 to 3 years. Most of them don't survive after 5. So I get it. There's a lot of ups and downs and stuff like that. But you've dismantled, or you're dismantling the IRS. You have all of these local businesses You have all of these people in the investigation. Will this stuff get thrown out? Will people ever see justice, whether they was taken advantage of or not? Who knows? It's definitely questionable. It's something to really think about. Some of us might get off the hook. I don't know, but like, it's crazy. I just want to report on that because like people fail to realize like there was a lot of fraud going on. I mean, a lot. You had the PPPs, you had the CARES Act, you had employees all of a sudden, you have Social Security numbers, you have EIN numbers. Like, does this really ever get fixed? Does this ever really get cleared up? Does you ever get to a solution? Who knows? Because again, you also have the Trump administration finding fraud or whatever it can be, but at the same time, or alleged fraud. But do you get down to the nitty gritty because now it's getting dismantled? Does the case ever get solved? Is this going to be unsolved mysteries? I don't know. Terrence Brunson here. Go ahead first. Just something to think about. Food for thought. But I just kind of been seeing a lot of articles about the IRS. I had a follower a couple months ago. I had the incorrect number at the moment for people getting laid off or fired from the IRS. She was like, "Give 7,500." I was like, "No, I'm more like 10,000." Yeah, we're well over 10,000 individuals getting laid off or fired from the IRS. It's unfortunate, but hopefully these individuals land on their feet. But I definitely don't like the IRS as an agency anyway. So this again, Terrence wants to go ahead first. Give me some thoughts. Give me some feedback. What do you think? Let's see. Terrence Brunson. Give me some feedback.